You didn't have any fire ants, did you?
No.
Just everybody else?
Yep.
I've watched a couple of videos on YouTube. I think I know what I'm doing. Good morning. We're on the way to a field trip. Yeah. So we are heading over to Historical Camden. So we're heading over there with their homeschool co-op. There should be a bunch of people going. And I don't really know what all's going to be there, but it should be fun. We're here.
We are so excited to have you here today. We are so excited to share our really great story that we have here and some great activities that we have about colonial life as well. You're going to learn about quill writing. You're also going to learn about clothes in the colonial period and a little bit about the war.
So we've got a little walk up the hill here. You know, when I was a kid, I came here, the kid fell in this ditch. And you're walking, and you're walking. You didn't have any fire ants, did you?
No.
Just everybody else?
Yep.
It's like a minefield back there.
This would be very typical of what the Continental Army would be wearing. Your militia, could be dressed in almost anything. I mean, they'd have just leather pants, any kind of top, shirt. The militia would be, outfitted with something like this. So people always ask why the shape of this. So you have one of these on your head, and you're bringing a musket out to fire. If you had this brim all the way over, it's just in the way. You really wouldn't be able to get that musket up and be able to aim. So the hats were designed efficiently to allow them to really fire the musket.
Use the point, and then you can begin writing. A light touch is the best way to go with this. Thank you for doing that. Light touch.
Yeah, he's filling that in good, isn't he?
Yep. What you making?
I think he's going to need to use some of that drying sand.
Yeah. What you think?
A little bit.
Everybody's doing pretty well. You just hold it like a pencil.
Mama, getting used to it.
You've been marked.
I know my last kid.
You're doing beautiful handwriting.
I'm doing really good.
You are. Is anybody ready for the seal? Because that's our next step.
Hey, Luke.
I don't know if this means she's a natural or if it means she's just watched Harry Potter too many times.
I'm really nice.
You're going to wait 15 seconds or so. You don't want it to look so clear and shiny. All right, we're just going to very gently press down. You don't have to do it too hard. It might not have been quite dry enough. And then that leaves a stamp. So now, when the wax is dry, it stays shut. So we'll just go ahead and
You did pretty well with that, Lauren.
It's like easy. It's as easy as writing with a pencil.
Cool.
Well, we got it. We're going to go down to the field down there.
Camden was a Revolutionary War town. So there was actually battles fought right here.
You did a great job sealing it up, sweetie.
I just started writing like this.
Americans want to.
Olivia, you know you got it on your face, right?
Yes, you did.
Back down the hill. Watch out for fire ants. I mean, that's a really big fire ant hill. That one's not real small either.
I'm excited. I'm a nugget.
Look at it. Bend the bars?
No.
Why?
Because they're so strong.
How do you bend metal?
You have to heat it up.
The guys in here built all the hinges, the tools, probably the things that were used to cook with. They could do all kinds of things in here. Well, let's try to lift one up. Let's take this little middle one up. Let's try to lift it up. Yeah. Can you? Why? How heavy is it?
100 pounds.
Thousands of pounds.
10,000 pounds.
But notice these two.
They both have the same symbol. Anybody know what this symbol is?
No.
France.
Gosh. The French fleur-de-lis, which makes these what nationality? If this is British, yes, these are French cannons. Well, why would the British have French cannons? Anybody talk bad about anybody today? You did. Come here.
I did
Sit
too.
down. No, put it right here.
I did too.
You did too?
Yeah.
All right, then come over here.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, you're gonna have to sit here for a minute. All right, who did anything worse? Anybody steal a horse?
Me.
Cow?
I
Pig?
did.
All right, come over here.
I stole
Come down, but watch your hair. Okay. So these are called pillories. The other one over there is for taller people. The difference is this is 2 to 3 weeks. In here, this might be 2 to 3 hours, maybe a day, because we're gonna stand over here, all the people that, and we're gonna, and rocks and sticks and anything else we want to, except shoot them. Okay? If you're throwing sticks and rocks and hitting them on the head and the hands, what comes after that when you start bleeding? Flies and bugs. And in those days, a lot of diseases were carried by bugs and mosquitoes. So, I'm going to let you out now, okay? People that usually here, a lot of them would die. They would get sick and die. This was for worse punishments than this. Here it comes. It's coming down. It's coming down. There you go.
Looks sad.
I don't think your feet reach Luke. Uh-oh, Luke, are you stuck?
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know.
You're free. You can get out now.
No, you don't steal any more cookies, okay?
He's the cookie thief, right?
Yeah.
And it's easy. Yep. 1789. We're up to Mixer.
At this time, the British only have New York City. They've been kicked out of Boston. They lost at Saratoga. They can't get up the Hudson. Let's go down south where we know that there's still a lot of loyalists down here, and there's basically a civil war going on down here. So the British decided to take advantage of it, so that's why they came down here.
Alright, so everyone, we need to make teams. Alright.
Straight to the guns.
What you got, Lauren?
This.
What is it called?
I don't know.
A Jacob's ladder.
I like it.
That's a good one.
Pull them apart quick.
Whoa, okay.
Alright, everybody else done broke up, so y'all bring the joints back in.
Did you find a big pine cone, Lukey?
We're going home.
So what you think, sweetie? Did you have a good time? Was it interesting? Did you have a good time, buddy?
Yeah.
Well, I think everybody had a pretty good time. It was really interesting. So they do a Revolutionary War reenactment sometime in November. We might have to come back to that. They do it in the big field that we crossed on the way up to the house. It doesn't look like a whole lot when you first pull up because it's just a few buildings here and there, but there's a lot of really interesting history. I had never really appreciated how significant Camden was to early South Carolina and really early America.
Do you know where we are?
I don't really know.
Swan Lake.
Like.
Probably not good to point my camera at it because it comes at me. I'm likely to throw the camera at it. What do you see? There's a turtle?
Look at that turtle! Yeah! Look at that turtle!
That's a big one, isn't it?
I don't see him.
He's right there. See him?
Oh, that's a snapping turtle. There's 5 turtles.
So I'm out of work. Everybody's home. I've got the red van back. It's fixed. And now I'm going to try and finally fix the lock on the black van. The automatic lock doesn't do anything, so we can't open the door remotely. I've watched a couple of videos on YouTube. I think I know what I'm doing. Yeah, that's not stressful at all. I hate making loud noises like that. Alright, so this is supposed to just... Oh, it's just sticky. Right back here. There it is. Got my replacement part. It's a little warm out there. Okay, so after taking the door panel off and getting to the inside, ran into a small hurdle. Apparently, in this model year, there is a design flaw that I guess was fixed at some point in the future. I need to get to a single itty-bitty Phillips head screwdriver. It's behind the bulkhead. So the options are either take the door entirely apart from the outside, which I'm not going to do, or drill a hole about this big, so you can get a screwdriver in there. So right now I'm waiting for my cordless drill to charge up so I can pop that hole in there, but then it's literally one screw and I'm done. Well, I gotta take the old one out and put the other one in, but it's... Get down. Sorry. But literally one screw, pull it out, put the new one in, and then we're done. So I'm gonna clean up a little bit. I think we're gonna have dinner, and then that should be charged by then, and I can finish this up. By the time I got back out of the van, it was so dark. I was working by just the interior lights of the vehicle, which wasn't real bright to see a whole lot. But I got that little hole drilled, got the part swapped out, and now my door's open with the key fob, which is awesome because I think that broke pretty quickly after we got the van originally a couple of years ago. So yeah, the kids have been opening the door manually for a while. Well, today's shout out of the day goes to the first 3 people who also put things in strange places. Sharon Sass, Marsha Diet Coca, and Katie Rose collectively admitted to putting their keys in the freezer and their milk and ice cream in the pantry. So guys, thank you for making me feel like I'm not the only person who does things like this. I know the rest of y'all have too, you just didn't let us know. I think I've put plenty of things in strange places without even thinking, and then always have trouble going back and finding them. Lisa is always misplacing her cell phone. In fact, we looked for it for I think 20 minutes last night before we finally found it. And also one quick side shout out to Maria Carmona, who is in the hospital right now after having her appendix out. Hey, we'll be praying for a speedy recovery for you. Hope you're feeling better. Well guys, we hope you've enjoyed today's video. Thanks for joining us today. Good night.
Luke, look. You take it and you try to go like that without hitting the camera.